Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my summer skincare routine because as soon as summer hit and the weather got warmer, my skin decided to completely freak out on me and change from what it was in the fall and winter season. So in fall and winter, my skin was more normal dry, so I was really dry down here and it felt really tight. Once we got into summer and it got extremely hot here in Los Angeles, my skin changed to more of a normal, to a little more oily, and of course really sweaty. I'm probably sweating right now. If I get glowier and glowier throughout the video, it's just sweat, so don't worry about that. But with the added oil and excess sweat, my skin started breaking out more. It just was looking really rough there for a moment. If you watched some of my previous videos, you could see all the little breakouts on my skin. So I definitely had to switch up my skincare routine in order to adjust it to the summer months. And before I jump into this video, I just wanted to give you guys a couple of disclaimers. One being that, again, my skin is more normal now, still a little dry, but not so dry. So a lot of the products I'm going to be recommending are for that skin type. And my second disclaimer is that I am not an esthetician, you guys, so whatever I recommend or whatever knowledge I know is through my own research and products that I have used on my own skin. So if you ask for very specific skin advice, I'm not really sure. I probably know just as much as you do through my own research, but I do know that there are a couple of estheticians that watch my channel, and I really do appreciate when they comment down below and give their professional input on certain topics. So if you're an esthetician and you're watching this, definitely comment down below so we can start a really healthy conversation. I really do enjoy that, and I can see us all interacting, and I think that's pretty cool. So feel free to comment down below if you are an esthetician. And with that said, if you guys are interested and want to hear what my summer skincare routine is, keep on watching. So the first thing I did as soon as I noticed a change in my skin was revert back to the basics. And this is the same advice I give to anyone that is experiencing a change in their skin or really bad breakouts. I say revert to the basics, which means cleanse, tone, and hydrate. Stop using all the excess products that you have started incorporating into your skincare routine, because sometimes I feel like we try out too many new products at once and our skin tends to freak out because of it. So by going back to the basics, you tend to give your skin a break, and then slowly you can start reincorporating other skincare items. So when reverting back to the basics, I decided to swap out my old cleanser, which was a really hydrating, really thick, really creamy cleanser, for one that was more for a normal to oily skin type, which scared me at first because I immediately thought if this cleanser is for an oily skin type, it's really gonna dry out my skin. But it actually changed my skin for the better. So the cleanser I decided to start using is an all-natural cleanser from the brand DERMA, and this is the Purifying Gel Cleanser with marine algae and activated charcoal. So it says on here, lathers away sweat, oil, and toxin buildup, fragrance-free and sulfate-free, which is really important. But the activated charcoal in here really does help pull all that gunk that's sitting in your pores and really clear up your skin. And I use this in conjunction with my Panasonic, what is this called? Panasonic Microfoaming 3-in-1 cleansing device. This is just like a Clarisonic in that it's a facial brush that really deep cleans your skin. But what's really cool about this one and why I started using this over my Clarisonic is because if you look at it, it has this little compartment right here where you, is it gonna focus? Is it gonna focus? That you dispense your cleanser into. You close it up, and then in this little compartment, the hole in the middle of the brush, you pour some water into it, and when you turn it on, it has two settings, so fast and then medium, I guess. When you turn it on, it will cause your cleanser to lather up versus physically using your hands to lather up a cleanser. So using these two together worked really well for me. You can use this alone, you don't need the brush. And if you already have a Clarisonic, I know that they sell brushes that are really similar to this brush head. So you don't necessarily need this brush. The Clarisonic or any facial brush will do the same thing. And if you're wondering, this cleanser did not dry my skin up at all. It does not feel dry. It just feels normal and balanced. For a toner, I'm still using my THAYERS Witch Hazel Rose Petal Toner that is made with aloe vera, and it is alcohol free, which is really important to me because toners that contain alcohol really burn my skin and dry it out. So I really love that this doesn't contain alcohol. It is really gentle and effective in cleaning my skin. It really does remove any excess dirt, oil, and makeup that is left over after cleansing. And I've also been using this product throughout the day on days when I'm just at home working, not wearing any makeup, which is basically every single day. And what I do exactly is 1 to 2 times throughout the day, I'll get up and dispense some of the toner onto a cotton round and just wipe my skin clean and then rehydrate. And I am so shocked as to how much dirt and oil and grossness, is that even a word, grossness, is left over on the cotton pad when I'm just at home working. It must come from me touching my laptop and then touching my face, or touching my phone and then my face, which leads me to a side note. Your phone has so much bacteria on it. If you don't do this already, I highly recommend getting some disinfectant wipes, wipes that already come wet in like a container, and wiping your phone down daily, because it does have a lot of bacteria on it. If you don't clean it up, it'll just build up, and your phone sometimes touches your face when you're talking on the phone, and it's really disgusting. Trust me, Google phones and bacteria, it's really bad. But anyway, this toner really helps in cleaning my skin up throughout the day without having to fully wash it, which I think would probably then dry out my skin, but just doing a wipe down in the middle of the day really helps. So I love this toner for how effective it is and how gentle it is. And after cleansing and toning to hydrate and moisturize my skin, I've been using my good old trusty rosehip oil from Trilogy. You guys probably already guessed this was coming next. I already have a video completely dedicated to rosehip oil and all its benefits. I'll make sure to link it within this video. I just love rosehip oil. It's so lightweight, it absorbs really quickly on the skin, and it has so many benefits to it aside from being hydrating. But because my skin absorbs rosehip oil so quickly, sometimes I do need a little added hydration. So for that, I use vitamin E oil. So I just mix a couple drops of this in with the rosehip and then apply it all over my skin, and it works wonders. The vitamin E oil I use is from Home Health. I'll make sure to link this down below because you can get this at Whole Foods, but I got it for a lot cheaper off Amazon, and I'll make sure to link everything else in this video as well. But these two together worked really great to hydrate my skin versus the heavy moisturizers I was using in fall and winter, because I felt like the really heavy moisturizers were doing the opposite, and they were just clogging my pores in addition to the extra oil and sweat that I was producing. So I had to ditch those heavy moisturizers for summer and just use my rosehip and vitamin E, and my skin is back to being balanced. So that completes my basic skincare routine that I tend to revert back to whenever my skin is going through a really rough patch in order to get it back to being normal and balanced. So in addition to my basic skincare routine, the one thing I had been wanting to incorporate for the longest time was a retinol. But I had been putting it off for a long time because I had heard that retinols have a tendency to dry out your skin. And before, being so dry in this region, I was really scared to use one. But now that my skin is a little more balanced and not as dry, I decided to finally start using one. And the one I'm using is by SHANI DARDEN. It's the Resurface treatment. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. I finally made the purchase because I saw Tenny's video on her skincare routine, and she finally gave in and purchased it, and she said it was well worth her money, and that is why it took me so long to buy this specific retinol, because it is $95 for 1 ounce, so it is really pricey, but it works, and it has really worked wonders on my skin. It feels really soft, really smooth. There's like one forehead wrinkle that I really hate that I feel like it's slowly but surely going away. And overall, it's just making my skin look amazing. This product is meant to be used in the evening after cleansing and toning, and you can use it every single night. However, I don't want to dry out my skin or overwork it, so I tend to just use it every other night. And I've developed a little system for my skincare routine so that I'm not overworking my skin. This is just like another little side note. In my bathroom on the mirror with a dry eraser marker, so the ones that you can just wipe away, I wrote down, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and anytime I do some sort of treatment, I write it down as that day so I remember it, because if not, what'll happen is I'll end up accidentally using the retinol every night or exfoliating every night or something like that, because I tend to easily overwork my skin and overuse products. So doing that has really helped me to come up with like a schedule for my skincare routine, one that I don't really have to think about too much because it's just right on my mirror, and it allows me to know what to do next and what not to do. Another retinol product I've been using is from Kate Somerville. This one's the RETASPHERE Micro Peel. So this is a retinol glycolic treatment, so it's also going to exfoliate. So I only use this product 1 to 2 times a week when I need an exfoliation, and when I use this, I don't use the other retinol product. That would be way too much retinol, only 1 to 2 times a week, which is why that calendar on my mirror helps. It allows me to know when to use this product and when not to use it, so I, again, don't overwork my skin. But I really do like this product for an exfoliation. I feel like I wake up with really clean, fresh looking skin. I still love the other one from Paula's Choice, but I ran out, so I started using this one and really like it and recommend it as well. And while on the topic of exfoliation, I also use a physical exfoliant. This one is the Polish by Dr. Lancer. I only use this product when I notice dry, patchy areas on my skin. So for the most part, I tend to use that other one I mentioned from Kate Somerville or the Paula's Choice glycolic treatment for an exfoliation. But let's just say I start to apply my makeup and I notice there's dry skin on my nose, there's dry skin on my forehead, around my mouth, or maybe I have a breakout and there's dry skin around the breakout. That's when I use a physical exfoliant like the Polish from Dr. Lancer. It's just to immediately smooth out my skin before makeup. I don't tend to use this as my regular exfoliant. Up next, really quickly, I just want to mention what eye treatments I use because I don't want you guys thinking that I don't use anything around the eye area when I do. So first up, I have the Kate Somerville KateCeuticals Contouring Eye Serum. So this is an eye serum, not an eye cream, and this is an anti-aging eye serum. So it just tightens, smooths, brightens. I just really love what it does to my eyes whenever I apply it. It almost feels like my eyes are getting sucked in. That sounds weird and horrible, but you know what I mean? They feel tighter. And as soon as this is completely absorbed around the eye area, I'll apply a little bit of my rosehip oil around the eyes as well for hydration because that one isn't an eye cream. And finally, I just want to go over 2 different masks that I use on a weekly basis for deep pore cleansing. This isn't for brightening or tightening or any other treatment. This is strictly just to deep clean the pores. The first one is the Glam Glow Supermud Clearing Treatment. So this is the one that comes in the white bottle. And I don't ever tend to apply this all over my face. I only apply it to areas that tend to get a little more congested, like the T-zone, the nose, the chin, basically any area that is more oily than the others. And I also apply it to breakouts because it really does help to spot correct. I feel like as it's drying, you can see it working and my skin just looks clear after I use it. The other mask that I love for deep pore cleansing, which it says on the bottle, is the Health and Beauty AZTEC Secret. So this product is really interesting. If you follow me on Snap, you've probably seen me use this because in here is a powder. It's powdered clay. It doesn't come already like as a cream like most masks do. And you mix it with apple cider vinegar, and you can also mix it with water, but I always do apple cider vinegar. And then it turns into more of that cream. And when you apply it to your skin, it gets rock hard and it really, you feel it just almost like a suction on your face. You feel it getting really tight. And then when you wash it off, your skin tends to be really red. So I know this stuff works and it just, again, makes my skin look really good after. I'm really picky when it comes to masks because I need to see a difference when I wash it off. I don't like a mask that I apply and afterwards I'm like, what happened? Oh, and one other tip that I cannot believe I almost forgot because I swear this is what has completely changed my skin, aside from all the skincare I just mentioned, and that is drink a crap ton of water. Even if you already think you're drinking a lot, drink way more. So I thought that I myself already drank a lot of water, and this summer I have amped it up. I have this giant jug that sits in the kitchen and it's almost like a challenge or like a fun game in my head that I try and finish it by the end of the day or before I go to bed. And I'm telling you, it's like a huge jug. And I also always have this water bottle with me that I'm constantly filling up, and I take it with me everywhere I go to make sure I'm never without water. And I truly think the amount of water I've been drinking has really helped my skin for the better. So drink so much water. You'll have to pee a lot, but it's worth it. And that, my friends, completes my summer skincare routine plus some. I know I added a bunch of extra items in here, but I figured I would just show you what I'm currently using and not just the basics. But reverting back to the basics is what really saved my skin, I think, because sometimes you go crazy with skincare. You try out way too many items at once, especially as a beauty blogger. You get so much skincare that sometimes I get carried away and I want to use everything. My skin freaks out. And then you just gotta revert back to the basics. So let me know if you guys found this video helpful and if you enjoyed it. If you did, of course, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so I see you in the next one. Bye, guys.